All right, so today we're going to be solving rational equations. So the first method here is when you just have one fraction equal to one fraction. So the easiest way to solve these is to cross multiply. That means the 4 is going to be multiplied to the v minus 4, and the 10 is going to be multiplied to the v plus 3. Now to the linear equation, and we're just going to go ahead and distribute. So 4v minus 16, multiply your 10 to both terms. And so I'm going to, let's see, that's minus my 4v over, and then minus my 30. Divide both sides by 6. So v would equal negative 46 over 6, and that reduces down to negative 23/3. Same thing here, cross multiply. This time when I cross multiply, though, it's not going to be as pretty because I'm going to end up having to FOIL these on the left side. So remember, the 2 parentheses means you're going to actually have to multiply those out. So the first outer inner last, make sure you get all of the terms. So you have 2b squared plus 12b minus 5b. All right, and then from here, we're going to get everything over to one side. So I have 2b squared. So this is 7b, but I'm going to subtract 8 over, so that gives me a negative 1b. And then add 2 over, gives me 28. So from here, you could do the quadratic formula, or you can factor it. I'm partial to factoring. So you'd want to multiply your a and your c. So let's see, factors of 28 times 2. So factors of 56. So my factors of 56 should be 8 and 7. Yep. So I'm going to be a negative 8 and a positive 7. Pull out your GCF. Oh, this is a minus 28. Sorry. So remember you said each parenthesis equal to 0. And then I'm going to get b equals negative 7 halves and b equals 4. All right, so now we're going to go on to the next method. I'm going to try to get GCF down here. So what that means is I want to get my, or I should say my least common denominator, really, not the greatest. So I want my bottoms to be the same. So like 10 and 5 are multiples of each other. So if I multiply this by a 2 on top and bottom, now they both say 10. So then I need a P. So this has a P, or this needs a 2 also. Because now it's 10, 10, and 10. This has a P, so these both need P's. So what I'm doing is I'm multiplying this term by a P. Sorry, I should have written that better. I'm multiplying this term by a 2P. And then this term by a 2. All right, so I went ahead and wrote down, since the bottoms are all 10p, really the bottom's gone. So we're left with just this linear equation here. So I'm going to go ahead and combine like terms. So I get 3p, subtract over, I get negative 5p, and divide by negative 5. Now what you want to make sure you do on these is you'd always want to plug it back and just check to make sure the number we get isn't actually going to make the bottom 0. So if the answer had been p equals 0, then that one would actually have been a solution. So for this one here, the whole bottom is 6k squared. So if this one has multiplied by a k squared on top and bottom, then we're going to end up the same bottoms. So we're just going to solve the tops. So you'll have k squared So right here is 2k squared. So when I subtract these 2k squareds over here, it's going to cancel out for me. And then let's see, that's minus our 9k over here. Minus my 15 over. So k equals 5 halves. All right, so on the back now we're getting a little bit trickier, getting our least common denominator. So when I have this right here, I'm going to factor to see if it helps me. And it does. See, there's m minus 1. Here's an m minus 1. This is the same factor. So only thing in the middle is missing is an m, and then we can cancel out the bottoms. We're going to have left on top is 1 plus my m equals 6, subtract over my 1, and m equals 5. Again, it does not make our bottom equal 0, so we're in good shape there. Here I have a 2 and an s, so we need a 2 on this term and an s on that term, and then the bottom's the same. Make sure I put this negative here so you would realize that the negative is going to go to all three terms there. So it becomes a positive 4s and a positive 8. So I'm going to combine like terms and subtract my s over at the same time. Let's see, plus 3s. All right, this equals 0. Again, I hate the first term being negative, so I'm going to go ahead and just divide everything out by a negative 1. I'm going to mess this up. Oh, that's a 12. I don't know why I did the opposite there. Sorry. Why did I multiply that by 2? Good Lord, how many mistakes can I make in one video? Sorry, guys. So this is just a 1s. Let's do this again. So this is going to be a minus s and a minus 12. So factor it. So your s equals 4 and negative 3. All right, down here, we're going to factor. And my clue is probably z minus 5 is going to be one of the factors, or else it probably wouldn't be written as one of those over there. So this term has a 2, so everything needs to get a 2 in order for it to work. So this needs a 2 also. And now this has the z minus 5, a z minus 5, so this needs a z minus 5. Here's a z minus 2, so this needs a z minus 2. And then this one needs a z minus 2. So bottoms cancel, and I'm left with, this is 2 times z minus 2. This is just a 2 on top here. And then this FOILed out was this answer right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and write that out. Z squared minus, multiplying my 2 and my negative 1 there. Let's see, hopefully this time I won't make a whole bunch of math mistakes. So I get, I'm just going to bring everything over here. So I'm going to get a positive z squared. So I brought that over. And then have 2 minus 10 is negative 8. So I'm going to add 8 right here. I have a 7z. I'm going to minus it here and get a negative 5z. So let's rearrange that. So factors of 4 to get negative 5. Neither one of those makes the bottom equal 0, so we're in good shape here. So last problem we have is factor out a u squared here. So this has u squared plus 1, so this needs a u squared on top and bottom, and this needs the u plus 1. So that needs nothing. The bottoms are gone. That was a u squared. I'm going to go ahead and multiply the 3 into both of those terms. So let's bring everything over to the right side. Oopsie, 3 plus minus over my 1. Factor it. Factors of 2 to get 3.